What if I told you that scientists have already extended human lifespan by over 30% in lab experiments? And the fountain of youth isn't a myth, but a biological puzzle we're solving right now. Hit that like button if you're ready to discover how cutting-edge science is rewriting the rules of aging, because what you're about to hear will change how you see your own mortality forever. Aging isn't just about wrinkles and gray hair, it's a biological war happening inside every single cell of your body right now. A relentless battle between damage and repair that eventually tips toward decay. Think of your cells like cars on an endless road trip. Every mile driven adds wear to the engine, rust to the frame, and eventually the whole machine breaks down no matter how careful. But here's where it gets wild. Scientists have discovered that aging isn't actually inevitable. It's a program written into our DNA that can potentially be hacked, rewritten, or even reversed with the right biological tools. Your cells contain these tiny structures called telomeres, which are like the plastic tips on shoelaces that prevent them from fraying. And every time your cells divide, these telomeres get shorter until they can't protect. When telomeres get too short, your cells enter what scientists call senescence. They stop dividing, start malfunctioning, and release inflammatory chemicals that poison neighboring cells, creating a cascade of aging throughout your entire body. But researchers have found an enzyme called telomerase that can rebuild these telomeres, essentially rewinding the cellular clock. And in lab experiments with mice, activating this enzyme extended their lifespan by up to 40%. Here's the mind-blowing part. Some animals don't age at all. They're basically biologically immortal, and studying them is giving us the blueprint for how to potentially stop or reverse human aging processes completely. The mole rat lives 10 times longer than similar-sized rodents. Cancer is virtually unknown in their species, and they show almost no signs of aging even after decades of life in harsh underground conditions. Lobsters produce telomerase throughout their entire lives, which means their cells never hit that aging limit, and theoretically they could live forever if disease or predators didn't get them first in the wild. The immortal jellyfish can literally reverse its aging process, transforming from an adult back into a juvenile polyp when stressed, essentially hitting the reset button on its biological clock and starting life over again. Scientists are reverse engineering these biological superpowers, figuring out which genes and proteins enable these creatures to defy aging, and testing whether we can activate similar pathways in human cells through genetic engineering and targeted therapies. One breakthrough involves senolytics drugs that selectively kill those zombie senescent cells that poison your body as you age. And early human trials show participants experiencing improved physical function and reduced inflammation after just months. Another frontier is NAD+ boosters, molecules that restore cellular energy production, which declines with age. And studies show these supplements can restore youthful metabolic function in older adults within weeks of consistent daily supplementation. Then there's metformin, a common diabetes drug that's showing remarkable anti-aging properties in massive population studies, with users experiencing significantly lower rates of cancer, heart disease, and cognitive decline compared to non-users of similar profiles. The future gets even crazier with technologies like CRISPR gene editing, which could potentially rewrite the aging instructions in our DNA, removing harmful mutations and inserting protective genes borrowed from those biologically immortal creatures we're studying right now. Drop in the comments, would you take a pill that could extend your healthy lifespan by 50 years? Or do you think there's a natural limit we shouldn't cross for ethical or spiritual reasons? The science of longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about compressing morbidity, which means staying healthy and vibrant until the very end, rather than spending decades declining in nursing homes, dependent on others for care. Right now, the average person spends their last 10 to 15 years battling chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, dementia, and cancer that steal quality of life even when they add years to the calendar. But longevity research aims to flip that equation, living to 100 or 120 with the health and energy of someone 60, then experiencing a rapid decline only in the final months or weeks. Some researchers believe the first person to live to 1,000 years old has already been born. And while that sounds insane, the exponential pace of biotechnology means breakthroughs are accelerating faster than anyone predicted. AI is revolutionizing longevity research by analyzing massive datasets of genetic information, finding patterns humans would miss, and predicting which drug combinations will work best for individual biology based on millions of data points processed instantly. The most exciting part is that many longevity interventions don't require fancy drugs or gene therapy. They're accessible right now through lifestyle modifications that anyone can implement starting today without enormous financial investment required at all. Intermittent fasting activates autophagy, your body's cellular cleanup system that recycles damaged proteins and organelles, essentially taking out the cellular trash that accumulates and causes aging over decades of metabolic activity and environmental exposure. High-intensity exercise doesn't just build muscle, it triggers the production of growth factors that rejuvenate stem cells, improve mitochondrial function, and literally reverse biological markers of aging in muscle tissue, cardiovascular system, and even brain neuroplasticity. Quality sleep is when your brain clears out toxic proteins like amyloid beta that cause Alzheimer's disease, and chronic sleep deprivation accelerates biological aging faster than almost any other single lifestyle factor researchers have identified. Social connection might be the most underrated longevity intervention. Studies show strong relationships reduce mortality risk by 50%, equivalent to quitting smoking, because loneliness triggers chronic inflammation that accelerates every disease of aging simultaneously. Tag a friend who needs to hear this, because we're living in the most exciting moment in human history for longevity research, where science fiction is becoming medical reality faster than most people realize. Picture this. It's 2050, and your doctor doesn't treat diseases anymore. They maintain your biological age at your peak performance level through personalized interventions adjusted monthly based on continuous biomarker monitoring and AI-predicted optimization. You're 80 years old, but you look and feel 40. Your mind is sharp, your body strong. You're starting new careers and adventures that previous generations never imagined because they were trapped by declining health. This isn't fantasy. The science exists right now in labs around the world, in clinical trials showing remarkable results, in billionaire-funded research institutes racing to be first to market with therapies that could change everything. The question isn't whether we'll dramatically extend human lifespan, it's when and whether you'll be among the first generation to benefit from these breakthroughs or the last to age the old way before everything changes. Smash that subscribe button for more deep dives into the cutting-edge science, rewriting what's possible for humanity. Drop a comment with how long you'd want to live if you could stay healthy forever. Share this with your squad, because the fountain of youth isn't hidden in some mythical spring, it's being built in laboratories right now by scientists who refuse to accept aging as destiny or inevitable fate.